Hi there guys, I'm Kim Zakopola.
And I'm Katie Hutchinson.
And you're watching Everyday Gourmet. On today's show, we'll be making a delicious and simple Sunday brunch menu that's perfect for those lazy Sundays. It's a great economical way to have a delicious breakfast with your friends, as everything costs us less than $20. So stick around, it's coming up next
On Everyday Gourmet.
Hi there guys, I'm Kim Zakopola and you're watching Everyday Gourmet. On today's show, we'll be making a delicious brunch menu. We're going to start off with a beautiful and flavorful frittata that's made with some sauteed peppers, mushrooms, onions, a little bit of yellow squash and some bacon. Our second dish will be Lyonnaise potatoes, which are a staple on most French bistro menus. They're Yukon Gold potatoes that are slow cooked with caramelized onions. And for a little sweet finish today, we'll be making a coffee trifle, which is a little play on tiramisu. So we're actually going to start off with the trifle first because the cream in the trifle needs some time to set up. So I have here some mascarpone cheese. This is a traditional Italian cream cheese that you can find in most markets. They usually sell them in these small containers here, so pretty easy to find. So the first thing we have to do is scoop out our mascarpone cheese. Just get it loosened up. And just dump the entire contents of the container into our bowl. You can see it's really, really creamy and soft, so it's really pretty easy to work with. So we got that in there. Now this dish also calls for 3 egg yolks. So for a nice little tip on separating eggs, I've got 3 eggs here. What you want to do is you want to crack your eggs in a bowl, just like this. And the easiest way to separate the eggs from the egg white, from the egg yolk, is to just peel off one side of the eggshell and then just dump it through your fingers. And your hands will sort of serve as a sieve for the egg whites. That way you can make sure that there are no shells and that your egg yolks don't break. Now the great thing about today's menu is that we're making a frittata, so we can actually reuse these egg whites later, so there's never any waste. It's part of our menu being economical. So let me give my hands a quick rinse. Okay. Now, this was inspired by tiramisu. It's one of my favorite Italian desserts. So it's going to have the mascarpone cheese, the egg yolks, which you want to kind of just mash in there, just like that. You just want to mix that in with the mascarpone cheese. And as it warms up, it'll get easier to mix too. Now, in addition to this, we're going to pour in about 3 tablespoons of sugar to sweeten things up, and about a tablespoon of fresh brewed coffee. You want to use a nice strong coffee for this. And I'm going to switch over to my whisk here. Things mixed up a little easier. And that looks good. A couple more. All right, that's perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and stick this in the fridge so this has time to set up while we're making the rest of our menu. Just put that right in here. All right, and when we're ready to make that later, Katie will actually be putting together that trifle for us. I'll rinse off my hands one more time. Now for the next part of our menu, we're actually going to be boiling the potatoes so that they're nice and lightly cooked for our Lyonnaise potatoes. So I have here a pot of water that's just started to come to temperature. I'm also going to preheat my oven for the frittata. You want to preheat that to about 350. I have here a few small Yukon Gold potatoes. These have already been washed and scrubbed because we are leaving the skins on. And you want to just kind of cut these into pretty big pieces. So move this over here, cut this in half, and we'll cut that in half again. You want the pieces to be about this big here so that they all cook pretty evenly. So just run your knife through that a couple times. And get one more. And this is a beautiful dish. Linnaeus potatoes are actually served during brunch on some bistro menus, but you can also get them during dinner too. They're served a lot of times with steak. They're starting to become more popular, and you're finding them on a lot of menus and not just French bistro menus anymore. All right, so we're getting our potatoes cut. I'm going to take a real quick break to finish cutting these potatoes. Meet me right back here in a few minutes, and we'll put together our brunch menu.